what's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 124 of Two Dudes and Some Bullshit. My name's Dave McRae, coming to you live from the VoiceMann Studios in Toronto, Canada. He's Tony Michael, and in Atlanta, Georgia. Tonight, we are watching the 1988 cult classic, John Carpenter cult classic, They Live, starring Rowdy Roddy Piper. Meg Foster with the crazy eyes, she's in this too. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live! They Live. I haven't seen this movie in a little bit. I think it's like I always say that, but it's true. Not in a little bit. So I'm looking forward to watching it again here on this episode of Two Dudes and Some Bullshit. They live, they live, they live. Tony and I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and we are all out of bubblegum. We are all out
of bubblegum.
Of booble gum. Booble gum.
Yeah. Booble gum.
That's how we say it here in Canada. No, it's not. I could totally say that with a straight face and convince people. They go, oh, really? Yeah, booble gum. No, it's bubble gum here. Tony, how are you?
I'm good. How's it going?
Not bad. Not bad. You know.
Yeah. Anything exciting happened today?
No, not at all.
No,
not at all.
Not at all.
And
anything I missed important?
I don't think so. You missed nothing.
Think so either.
You missed fuck all today.
Pretty much. Nothing important anyways.
Nothing
significant in the land of Michael Myers, right?
Not at all. Not at all. Are you talking about the snap election that's happening here in Canada today? Today's election day in Canada, for those of you that don't know. It is. We talked about that last week. And for those of you who don't know, I mean, really, we just had an election 2 years ago, but Trudeau called a snap election, and because he thought he could get a majority. He currently has a minority government. He thought he could get a majority. So, but it doesn't look like he's going to. He probably will still win. The results will start coming in today after... well, probably very soon. We'll probably know around 9 o'clock or so. But I suspect he'll win again, and I suspect it'll be another minority government, which is kind of like, so what the fuck was the point? Like, this whole thing cost nearly $1 billion. It was like $600 million to do the snap election over 6 weeks.
Pretty much like the California thing we just had.
Yeah, but it's like...
It's a waste of time.
If he doesn't get a majority and he still wins, he's no more further ahead than he was 6 weeks ago. And if he loses and he's no longer prime minister, well, that's an epic fail. Holy jeez. But anyway, so that's happening here today in Canada.
Good old Canada.
Canada. Hey, Canada. What you doing there, eh, Canada?
You're on a roll.
Canada.
They Live, 1988, John Carpenter. This was a modest success. I mean, I think the budget was around, what was it, 3 or 4 million, made about 16, 17, something like that. I mean, it wasn't a huge hit. The critics didn't like it when it first came out. They actually panned its social commentary. They panned its story and acting and all that kind of stuff. But like most John Carpenter movies, it has since become a cult classic. Pretty much every John Carpenter movie, I think, has... I think most of Carpenter's films, not all, most of them, though, I don't think particularly do well financially. I think Halloween's probably his biggest success, if I'm not mistaken. But they always seem to kind of become cult classics at some point.
Yeah.
Which is fine. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it is what it is. And... he's demand. So, yeah, what's going on? Chat room here. Darren Sands from the Slaughtered Lamb Movie Podcast is here. The real Fifth Beatle is here. The real Fifth Beatle. Okay, well, it's good to know that the real Fifth Beatle is here and
awesome.
Obviously said something that was inappropriate. Okay, so we are paused. Tony and I are paused. On about 4 seconds. I'm watching it off YouTube. The old school Universal logo is just about to come up onto the screen. That's where we are. So if you're watching along with us, feel free to set it up there. It is They Live. They Live. While you get yourself set up, let me read some trivia here from They Live for you guys. Now, this is according to IMDb. I don't, you got to take it with a grain of salt, right? I mean, who the fuck knows? But apparently, according to the IMDb trivia section, Roddy Piper, I should say, being a married man at the time of filming, refused to fuck other women. No. Refused. Doesn't say that. Refused to take his wedding band off. That's why in several scenes you can see a wedding ring on. Interesting. I could see that being true. Man
staying loyal to his woman.
Yeah, for those who don't know, Roddy Piper was Canadian. He was born in Saskatchewan, or he's from Saskatchewan. I think that's probably why he's got kind of a rural vibe to him. When you see him in interviews and stuff, he kind of sounds country a bit. So yeah, he was Canadian, believe it or not. John Carpenter wanted a truly rugged individual to play Nada, I guess it is. Is it Nada or Nada? I can't remember. He cast wrestler Roddy Piper in the lead role after seeing him in WrestleMania 3. Carpenter remembered Keith David's performance in The Thing and wrote the role of Frank specifically for the actor. Fascinating.
WrestleMania 3 arguably considered to be one of the best WrestleManias of all time.
It is. I mean the body slam that was heard around the world.
That you have the arguably what's considered the greatest wrestling match of all time between Ricky Steamboat and Macho Man. From a technical side of it, it's considered by especially a lot of the wrestlers in the industry that they tend to go to that match as revered as one of the greatest. And of course, obviously the iconic moment between Hogan and Andre. I mean, shit.
I love how they embellished it, right? Like, Andre 7'5".
Oh, I know,
he's
right?
Not 7'5". Hogan was never. I don't give a fuck what Hogan says. He was never 6'8".
Gotta love Vince, right?
Yeah, I think that
he knows how to sell it.
Oh, he does. But that was the whole point, right? Is that they're larger than life. They're titans. They're Greek gods, and it's all part of the show. And I get it, but it's just funny. Andre was a big guy. Don't get me wrong. Andre the Giant was a big guy, but he wasn't 7'5". I think he was just 7 foot, if 7 foot. Maybe 6'11".
Still a big
from
dude.
All accounts. Fucking huge. Oh my God. Gigantic. Huge. Absolutely huge. But I'll never forget when they're standing in the ring toe to toe and Jesse Ventura, I think it's Vince is like, Hogan's 6'8". And Ventura's like, Andre 7'5". The way he says it, 5. And I'm like 7'5". Get the fuck out of here, Jesse. But I love it though. It's all part of the showmanship.
Sure.
Okay, and then a couple more here before we start rolling the movie. Let's see here. I don't know. Let's just pick one here. The scene where the police attack and destroy the homeless encampment was difficult for Piper to shoot, as it reminded him of similar events he witnessed in his own life. Quote, "It was a painful scene for me," end quote, he says. Okay. And then one more here. Carpenter is apparently still fascinated that the film opened at #1 at the box office. I love Carpenter's fascinated that he probably didn't think it. That is true, by the way. It did open at #1 at the box office in its opening weekend in 1988.
Did it compete with Halloween 4?
No, I don't think so. This was released November 4th.
Oh, okay. So it came out a few weeks after Halloween 4.
Yeah. Fascinating. Released by Universal Pictures in North America.
That's kind of a nice little movie run there in the late 80s. You got Halloween 4, and then you get They Live. I mean, for horror fans, anyways.
Yeah.
Of course, I don't remember. I mean, I know Halloween 4 was the first Halloween movie I ever saw, but I wasn't old enough to know. Like, I don't know how people felt about that movie in its initial release, or did it get the fan love that it gets nowadays as a favorite sequel in the franchise.
Right.
I don't know how the audience was reacting. Of course, we didn't have social media. I don't really care what not reporters, critics say. I take critics for a grain of salt.
Well, it's true. They have Thomas Cohn here says They Live 85% on Rotten Tomatoes. What's that say about Chaos? Well, like again, it's different. It's different critics. It's different. And like I always say, never just look at the total score. If Tony and I were Rotten Tomatoes critics, like I said earlier today on my show, Tony could give a movie 9 out of 10, and I could give a movie 6 out of 10. And both of us would have a tomato beside our names.
Yep.
100 people could give one movie 6 out of 10 and it would be 100% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. Okay. Like, I mean, you got to read the individual, like don't put so much stock into it because, you have to be able to read the individual. I think it would anyway. I think it still would be 100%. I could be off on that, but I do know that a 6 out of 10 is a certified fresh.
Sure.
And so is a 9 out of 10. And that's all Rotten Tomatoes is looking at it's not basing the average. Oh, this person gave it 6, this person gave it 9. So we have to, it's not doing that. So yeah, and it's different critics and a lot of these old films that are actually probably pretty, wonky. I mean, come on, it's not exactly get sort of think pieces and in retrospect looks at them years later and they're charming and they're kind of fun or, whatever the case is. So, because Rotten Tomatoes didn't exist in 1988, right? So a lot of the scores you see of older films are in retrospect, or they've, yeah. Anyway, don't worry about it. It doesn't, they're two different movies, two different things, a bunch of different critics, but don't just look at the score, read the reviews, and then you might, I think some people were surprised to learn that a 6 out of 10 and a 9 out of 10 is the same thing on Rotten Tomatoes. Anyway.
I got a feeling I'm gonna go 9.5 with Halloween Kills. I just got a feeling. I got a good feeling.
I'm going fucking 50 out of 10, man. 50 out of 10. I'll be
because I've been kept so in the dark, other than the asshole who had to spoil it for me in the message today, telling me about the Myers house. That's for you. And now I'm like shutting all messages off from here until the movie comes out because I just thought that was a douchey thing to do. Like I told you before the stream, I had a feeling that the Myers house would probably be showing up at some point in this run, but I wanted to discover that on my own because I've kept myself so in the dark.
That's it.
And we're a couple weeks away from the movie being released and fucking asshole. But anyways, because of that, because I've kept myself so shut off from everything, and I'm going to be able to enjoy it from the comfy chair of my own home and not have to deal with any theater bullshit, I think I'm going to thoroughly enjoy this movie. And it's been a long time since I've actually enjoyed a Halloween movie in the theaters. And that was
the movie Naked.
Naked.
You're by yourself. You're just sitting on the couch.
I was like, I thought you were actually referring a movie to me. Like, there's a movie Naked? Oh, no, okay.
No. No, just sit on your couch, watch the movie Naked,
and eating Cheetos in my beanbag chair, in a beanbag chair.
Yes. Yes. And you take a photo, post it to social media. It's just of you like here up, and just like.
Exactly.
That'd be so funny.
Exactly. Are you gonna go watch it? Are you gonna watch it in the theater, or are you gonna watch it at home?
I don't know. I mean, I'll probably watch it. I really haven't made up my mind yet. I have no idea what the situation is going to be like here. And I have no idea. But it depends on. Yeah, it depends.
As I literally just say, don't spoil it. You got people in the chat room fucking talking about the trailer. Thanks.
Yeah, guys,
like for real. I haven't seen the fucking trailer. Don't fucking talk about it. Jesus Christ, how fucking hard is that?
Yeah, guys, let's try our best not to spoil anything. Go watch the trailer if you want to do that, and if you want to know my thoughts on, I have a video that I posted earlier today with my thoughts. So let's be kind because some people don't want to know what's in there and all that kind of stuff. All right, let's do this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Yep.
All right, here we go. Here we go.
They live, aka modern day society living.
They live.
Literally. This was the most prophesized movie of all time.
Yeah. Alive Films, a Larry Franco production. Oh, shit, I got the fucking volume up here. The John Carpenter's They Live. Ooh. Yes, They Live. Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen this. Oh, I love that. I totally forgot about that. How the title fades into the actual wall.
Yeah.
That's fucking great. That's great.
This kind of has like and we were talking about this with Big Trouble as well too, but this has a very an 80s Western style feel to it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You can definitely tell. And when I rewatched this movie back over the summer, I was like, man, this is like a 80s Western, you know what I mean? Just set in the 80s, because I know Carpenter mentioned many times he was very heavily influenced by Western films, you know, growing up.
For sure he was,
and you can even tell with the score that they composed, they went for that lone man in the city, you know,
Rocky Balboa, John Rambo Part 1, just kind of strolling into town. Who are you?
Yeah.
You know, was this Piper's first? Not that he did a lot of them, but was this his like first film? I wonder.
You know, I don't know if he did anything before this. Not that I can recall.
Wasn't he in the music video for the Goonies?
Yeah, but a lot of those guys were like, there was a lot of wrestlers.
Yeah, there were. Music,
you know,
John
I
Carpenter
noticed
and
that.
Alan Howarth.
Yeah, and I noticed, you know, I was
John
looking
Carpenter's
at the
wife
new, I checked out a couple of the tracks for the new soundtrack, Halloween Kills. And I noticed, though, it didn't dawn on me that is Howarth dead, or are they just not connected anymore?
No, Alan Howarth is alive still. He's just doing,
okay.
Yeah, he's just doing the music with his son and his godson. It's kind of.
Yeah, I always thought that him and Carpenter just had that, you know, because they did pretty much everything together.
Yeah.
You know.
No, I don't think. I just don't think they went back to. I think he wanted to, because he had been traveling with his son too.
His kid.
And, yeah, it's personal, right? You know. I don't think there's any animosity to why. I think just, you know, moved on kind of thing.
Moved on, doing different things.
Yeah, but no, Alan Howarth is alive still. Yeah. I love the way this movie's shot. This is great.
Very simple, you know, very simple compositions, nothing too...
No, but he's got that anamorphic. It looks great. John Carpenter's film, well, and rightly so. I mean, most all his movies have, I mean, The Thing maybe not so much, although a little bit. But a lot of his movies do have that B-movie vibe to them. You know, very sort of campiness. You know what I mean? There's always some camp in a Carpenter film, whether it's Prince of Darkness, Big Trouble in Little China, They Live. There's always a little bit of campiness, cheesiness. You know, but I mean, that he made his name off of that, and you know, not off of that specifically, but that was his sort of his style. I mean, his very first movie, Assault on Precinct 13, was like that too. Even Halloween.
This should have been Donald Pleasance.
It should have been, yes.
Should have been Donald Pleasance. That would have been. I mean, this guy was good as the preacher, but man, it would have been freaking hilarious if that was Donald Pleasance.
Oh, it would have been amazing. Can you imagine? Well, he's in Prince of Darkness. We'll have to do that one soon too. I'm gonna grow my hair out like that. Start
Piper
rocking the mullet.
Like 80s mullet style.
Rocking the mullet, man. I'll be chewing a lot of bubble gum.
And I've said this before too, you know, and because who you see Piper standing next to in the WWF at that time, he looks like a small guy until you see him in this movie standing next to everyone else. He's a big dude. I mean, he's a seriously big dude. When he's standing next to Hogan, peak steroid Hogan of the 80s, he looks like a runt. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's like, you know, he's
which goes to show you how big Hogan was.
Yeah. Like in terms of his height, I think Piper was about 6 feet. I think. Like,
there's a scene where he has his shirt off and he's he's built in this movie. Of course he is.
Yeah, of course he is. Yeah. I mean, I
wish I could get that big.
Well, this was back during the WWF's roid days too, right? So they were all on it. And but he was about 6 foot, 6'1", and he was probably like 230, something like that, 220, 230. I mean, you know, he was a big guy for sure. Hogan was like 6'4", 300.
He was jacked in the 80s.
Well, he was ridiculous. He was on the roids like you wouldn't believe. It was ridiculous.
Though he was never veiny. I know he was on the roids, but he was never veiny.
No, he wasn't. He was very round, very But
if I could have a physique, it would be like Piper's size. That's the kind of physique I wish I could have. But genetics is definitely a big part of that.
Yeah, well, I mean, if Piper walked in, to the room. I mean, back at the day, like at this time, if you walked into the room, he's a big guy. But you can see, like, in terms of height here, he's an average height in terms of, he's probably like 6 feet, 6'1", but he's underneath, you take it off and it's like, it's like Arnold. Arnold wasn't a tall guy. Arnold was like 6'2", you know what I mean? But of course he was jacked beyond belief. Arnold was bigger than Piper, but I just mean he was, it's not like Arnold was 6'6" or something like that. Lou Ferrigno was tall. He was like 6'5", 6'6", something like that.
Yeah, like here, look at him, dude. He's huge. Yeah, I mean, again, huge in the sense of like I was surprised just how big he was.
Right. There's Keith David. Good old Keith David.
Yeah. Most iconic fight scene ever in movie history.
Well, isn't it like the longest? Isn't it the longest?
I think it's the longest. I think it's definitely the longest.
One of the longest fight scenes.
Rocky was Stallone was inspired for the Tommy Gunn fight, probably with this movie.
But the thing that I like about Piper's body in terms of the way he looks, he looks.
It's a natural build,
but it doesn't look ridiculous. Like it doesn't look like The Rock. Like The Rock looks fucking ridiculous. The Rock looks.
That's why I said if I could look comical. Like that, I'd be happy.
Yeah, The Rock looks comical. He just looks like he works out. He just keeps in shape, works out. But it doesn't look like the kind of body where he's got to be working out, 10 hours a day every day for 30 years. The Rock, to maintain the physique The Rock has, it looks stupid. And to have a guy that big. I forget what year the Jungle Cruise takes place, but in the 1800s, I think, or early 1900s or something. To have a guy that big at that time is just comical. Look at the bodybuilders in like the 50s and, the 40s and, the guys that inspired Arnold. They're big guys, but they're not like the bodybuilders you see today. You know what I mean? Because it just didn't exist. And anyway, I don't want to get off on that again, but I just always find it funny. I'm like Rock, you're fucking comically huge now. Like, it's just insane, but Piper, big guy, solid, got some muscle on him, but totally believable, totally normal. You know what I mean? Just good guy, good, in good shape. Yeah, the lone wolf. He's a lone wolf strutting along.
If you ever get a chance on YouTube, there's a girl named Kim Gary. She films this one stretch of Philadelphia, and it's heart-wrenching to watch because it's reality. This is not a movie. It's real world shit.
Right.
Kim Gary, just Kimgary. Look it up. It's this, what the scene here with the homeless shelter. I mean, it's this in real world, but even 100 times. Like, dude, you're watching people inject needles into them, and it's on YouTube. And I'm like,
in Los Angeles?
No, Philadelphia.
Oh, Philadelphia.
Philadelphia.
I was just going to say, I'm not surprised because.
Well, yeah, LA has their own version of this as well, too. But it's just, it's starting to like stuff like this is just popping up in every major city around there. And it's just like, what in the fuck, man? It sucks.
It's terrible.
It makes you realize how fortunate you are too. At the same time.
And how there's this whole other, tent city, they call it, in LA. There are blocks. For those of you that have never been to LA, there's blocks and blocks in a certain section of downtown where there are tents where the homeless are.
Crazy.
The smell of urine, drugs, and they call it Skid Row, and it's been there for decades. And it's what's so fascinating about it is that you have, it's the contrast. You have to the north, you have the Hollywood Hills and Hollywood and the example of rich, the money and the power and the mansions and this. And then you just go south, half an hour into downtown LA, and then you have the lowest of the low. The poor, the starving.
Yeah, it's this. Literally what we're watching right now in this scene here with Piper and this guy.
Yeah, it's like that.
This in real world.
Yes. It is like that. And we were down there. We actually went not right down there, but we were like a block away from Skid Row. And you could smell urine even from like a block away. And there's like documentaries on it and shit. And it's crazy. It's crazy. Like it's Obviously, it's not something that's talked about a lot because it's a bit of an eyesore, but you know. And
yes,
you
Mega Cat,
Kensington
Kensington Avenue. That's the name of the street. She just basically, all this girl does is she just circles this street every day, and it's just like, it's crazy to see that people are in this situation, and it's not just like it's a lot of people. That are in this situation.
Yep. We actually had a couple of those types of camps pop up here in Toronto, and the police were trying to take them down.
Yeah, same here in Atlanta, and they took it down fast.
It was a whole thing, and everybody was angry, and it was all over the news, and fuck the cops and all this kind of stuff. And it's like, you know, what are you going to do, right? Catch 22. I mean, you know, but it was, they're trying to put it, because it could pop any major big city, they could pop up.
Mm-hmm.
Especially like in LA and things like that. And it's crazy. And we have them here too.
It shouldn't be like that though. Not in our countries, not in Canada, not in the United States. That shouldn't be.
Shouldn't be. No.
Shouldn't be happening in any country, but how advanced we are as a civilization in these two countries, it should not be happening like that.
Yeah. Yep. How are they watching television out there? Oh, I know. Must be like I get it. They're using probably like
stealing electricity,
rabbit ears or something. Yeah, or something. Maybe whatever. This is where I am, man. Life sucks, man. I'm gonna tell you about a little story about what's going on in the real world. Yeah, this is Prime Piper. Prime Piper. I can see Donald Pleasance playing that role.
Totally.
I like this. Darren Sand says, I'm proud to say I had a thick curly mullet. It didn't move. It was like a huge loaf of bread.
I had that in the 80s. It was wavy, not curly, but wavy. I definitely miss it. I wish I could still grow it out, but not anymore.
I never had a mullet as a kid, because some kids have them too, right? Like we were kids obviously in the 80s, but some kids had them, like some, if you're 8 or 9 or whatever. You can see them. I never had a mullet, but I had like just big curly hair, like just like wavy, big curly hair in the 80s. My whole family did. I look at some of my school photos from the 80s and I'm like, what the fuck? I wouldn't be friends with this kid.
No, but there was a stretch where like 88 to 89, that's when my hair, it was kind of like, looked like, do you remember the guy from Smallville, Tom Welling, who played Clark Kent?
Yep.
In the early years where he had like shaggy bangs and it kind of poofed out. Like that was kind of like how my hair was
right.
Back in the 80s. Very, and then just as the years gone by, it's gotten thinner and thinner and thinner to the point where I was like, screw this, I'm shaving it.
Shaving it off. Yeah, I'm fortunate to have all my hair. Although, like I've said before,
lucky man, you're very lucky.
But like I said, my dad started to go bald back here, so I imagine that I will too. But yeah, I do.
I got the widow's peak and the spot up here, right here, that you can see from the International Space Station, dude.
Right. So that's what I saw on the news the other day.
Yeah, exactly. Tony's fucking bald spot.
That's what it was. So, folks in the chat room, how do you feel about this movie? Like, where would you put They Live, John Carpenter's They Live, in your list of favorite John Carpenter movies? Where would you put this? Is this a movie you watch often? Is this a movie that you don't revisit too often? Like, where is it? Because, we hear The Thing talked about, we hear Halloween and Escape from New York and The Fog, and, but They Live is kind of one of those ones that, I don't know. I'm curious to see what you guys in the chat room
think. Top 3 for me.
Yeah, and if you're watching the show after the fact, comment below and let Tony and I know where you would put this in your and who knows, maybe it's one of your favorite films of all time. So let us know that too. Yeah,
for me it would go Halloween, and then this and Christine. I'd flip-flop between those two. And then after that, probably The Thing and The Fog. Can flip-flop between those two as well too. But yeah, this is definitely a nice, comfortable 3 spot. Christine is just such a great movie. That's hard to when you're ranking everything that he's done.
I would probably put it in my top 5. I mean, Halloween's my favorite. Then I think The Fog. Then like The Thing and Escape from New York or Big Trouble. I don't know. It's maybe not top 5. I don't know, but it's good. But then again, I haven't watched it in a long time. Like, it's been a number of years, and this is the first time. We're talking like over 10 years, and this is the first time I've seen this in a while. So I'm enjoying watching this, and it kind of makes me like, I might watch this again, like away from the show, so I can really dial in. Cause I'm like, oh yeah, like it's kind of coming back to me, and I'm like, yeah, this was good. This was, what do we got here? We got some people saying top 3. Cody Snyder says top 3. Tito Reyes says, this movie's my top 5. And then Jim Dorsey says Halloween, The Thing, The Fog, Big Trouble, and They Live. Okay, so we got some They Live fans in here for sure. Harry Hagen, my man, says They Live is bottom of the barrel for me in John Carpenter's filmography. Cool film, great messages. Just don't consider it high on Carpenter's list. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. It's great to see the differences there. I like that.
I think because of the time we live in and how relatable this movie is to today's world, it just grows on me more and more. And it's just, it's creepy scary, the parallels of, we haven't gotten to where he's, he sees the sunglasses there, but we haven't gotten to the part where, he's, seeing, what the real messages are with the sunglasses on, and just how crazy that can, when you think of modern times right now, and how much the media influences and controls people's thought process, because that's a fucking reality at this point.
Well, it's been like that for decades.
It's just even worse now. And
it's gotten worse because of social media and the internet, and we're inundated with all sorts of influence and marketing manipulation. It's on ludicrous speed right now.
If I were in this movie, I would be in this group with my eyes eyes open, saying, "Yeah, I would not be conforming to societies in their rules." No,
I think I don't know who I'd be. I'd be maybe I'd be.
I wouldn't be Piper, but I'd be in the group somewhere. I'm not a big guy, but I would be in the group.
Right. I don't know. Maybe I'd be. I don't know. To watch, Mega.
That's an evil Alex. That's true. Demolition Man. Demolition Man's another movie that's becoming truer and truer.
Yeah, Demolition Man's a great film. I love that movie. I remember seeing that in the theater when it came out. How do you use the seashells? That was one of Sandra Bullock, if not Sandra Bullock's.
Oh, he's got the toothpick in his mouth. That's so 1980s.
Fucking means business.
Means business.
I'm gonna start chewing toothpicks in every show I do on here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. And I'm gonna get people to start like sending me wafts of toothpicks, branded toothpicks. So on it, like very tiny and very tiny fine print, right on the toothpick, you see like Dave McRae, like it's branded. This guy's getting a little close.
Think he's blind.
No, I know he is. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. It's like, hang on, man, what are you doing? Destiny Faulkner. Hey, Destiny, nice to see you in here. Says, most country boys around me have mullets. Yeah, because you're in Texas, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I think she's in Texas. Destiny will let me know if I'm correct. If she's still here. It's totally Los Angeles. I'm not seeing I wonder if that's before they built that tower. Maybe it is. Yeah, look at that mullet flapping in the breeze.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. That's a whole other thing. I don't know what that sound effect
was.
Darren,
I think this movie would have worked if Kurt Russell was playing the Nada role.
Yeah.
You could see totally. Kurt in that role for sure.
100%. Could totally see Roddy Piper in Big Trouble too. You know what I mean? I think Kurt was great in it. And I think I can see Kurt in this role more than I can see Piper in the China role. But that's a good point, Darren. Yeah, totally. Could totally see that. Destiny says, yes, I am. All right. Texas. Shout out to Texas.
I think I'm going to start tucking my flannel in and cuffing the sleeves and wearing tight jeans and worker boots.
100%.
Absolutely.
But
bring that 80s style back.
Your jeans, Tony, have to be so fucking tight that your ass is like
picking out wedgies.
Yeah, no. You can barely move. Like when you show up to photo shoots,
absolutely.
You walk in and they're like, oh, hi, Tony. Nice to meet you. Oh, yeah, hi, nice to meet you. And you're just fucking like, your pants are so tight that when they see you setting up and you're like squatting awkwardly.
What the hell is he doing?
Oh my God, that'd be so fun. That'd be so funny. Like, is he okay? Well, yeah, he's great. I heard he's a good photographer. I don't know what's going on, but man, those jeans are really tight. You bend over.
Back the 80s.
All you hear is. It's like, oh no. You got no underwear on? Oh, that'd be funny. Reese Wilson, hey Reese, all the way from down under, says Kurt Russell was asked at a panel if Carpenter talked to him about doing They Live. And Kurt said they had, but nothing came to fruition. Interesting. I didn't know that.
Interesting. Reese, you're able to message us down there? Man, I thought y'all were like on like government lockdown and shit.
I think they are.
Better be careful, man. I don't want the popo of Australia coming to haul you guys off.
Yeah, they don't like two dudes and some bullshit. We're banned in Australia.
No, if I was living in Australia, I'd be killed right now by the government officials because they'd be telling me, I'd be like, no, I ain't listening to y'all. Fuck you. I
love these cars too. Is that an old Charger? I think that was an old Charger.
And of course, keep in mind now, cars like this, like the Charger there, that's like, it's a 70s Charge sometime in the 70s, but it's not even old at that time because, this is made in 87, 88.
Yeah. Yeah, MAGA Cat says, Dave for Prime Minister. I couldn't be Prime Minister. In Canada, to be Prime Minister, you have to be bilingual. You have to speak both English and French fluently. It's one of the things that I think is
You don't speak parlez-vous français?
No. I can like very rudimentary stuff, but I don't speak French at all. It's actually something that I think is actually dumb. It's no offense to the French people in Canada. But Canada has always promoted, French and English, two official languages. I can tell you right now, the vast majority of this country is English speaking. Quebec is French. Certain parts out east, you hear a little bit of it. Certain parts in northern Ontario, you hear a little bit. But I mean, it's not like you come to Canada and it's like, oh, je suis bonjour. No. Montreal, sure, yes. Quebec, absolutely. But I think it's like in the States where there's certain parts of the country where you do have a heavy Spanish population, but you don't have to speak Spanish to be president. And I think, and I hate to say this, but I think it's one of the reasons why we have in Canada, in my opinion, we sometimes have so many boring fucking politicians and leaders, because there's probably some really dynamic, charismatic people that would make great leaders, but can't speak French, so they can never be prime minister. You don't have to speak French to be like a premier, which is like a governor, or like a mayor or anything like that. But in order to be like a political, like federal leader, whether you're the leader of the opposition or prime minister, you have to speak French.
Man, it's bonkers watching this scene here with the police doing this, because you're seeing this shit pop up all around the world, like in Australia and France and whatnot. Like, it's bonkers how this movie has so much real life in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. With what's going on, there's definitely parallels. Absolutely. I mean, there's
crazy parallels.
But but to be fair, and I'm not knocking your point, it's absolutely sound. But to be fair, there's always been versions of that throughout the decades, going back to the 60s and the 70s.
Not to this
Vietnam
extreme though. Not to this level. I mean, yes, you saw some of it, but we're reaching levels of this shit. We're reaching insane levels where I just remember a certain group of people back in the 1940s who were reaching for some serious power over in Europe, and they kind of overplayed their hands a little bit, and it backfired on that group and didn't end too well for those people. And just got a feeling the same thing's going to happen for those governing us right now, and their overreach of power and what they're doing. And Like I said, this movie just has so much real life in it, and it's the denouement of what we're coming to in the real world. It's going to be a bad explosion.
It'll be interesting to see how it plays out. That is definitely for sure. I like a lot of the way that this is shot, you know, and I
also like the simple music going on in the background, you know, not too intrusive, just very subtle. It's adding a good beat to the scene.
I thought that was Michael Myers standing there. No. That was just for the people in the chat room. Did he say Michael?
He said Michael Myers.
Yeah. Michael Myers. Michael. Somebody tunes in at this moment.
Dave's on drugs.
Oh, yeah. High on life, baby. High on life. Frank Riker is here. Great to see Frank the Tank. He's here. Welcome, Frank. Welcome. Juan Rivera says Piper's greatest role is when he was in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Oh, I didn't know he was in an episode of that because he's dead now. He died a few years ago. So I'll have to find that on YouTube.
I've never even seen that show.
Same. Come on, Piper. Piper's Pit. Rowdy Roddy. We got to do at some point Invasion of the Body Snatchers too. 78, Donald Sutherland.
Yeah, for sure.
Fucking great. Evil Alex says this film says the truth about society, politics, rich and poor people. Yeah, well, it's true. It's always it evolves, right? It never goes away. It always sort of evolves and comes in waves, and there's there's definitely a lot of parallels for sure. Thomas Cohn, I shot him 6 times. He's not even human. Destiny Faulkner says, someone call an exorcist. yeah, that's right. Yeah. Somebody get in here and slap this bitch around for me.
What city is this in? Is this LA?
I think it's LA, yeah.
Is it? Yeah.
Pretty sure it is. The City of Angels. Los Angeles.
Shit, you couldn't pay me enough money to go there. Fuck that. I'm good.
Cody Snyder says, Dave, you're going to reenact a convo between Loomis and Crazy Ralph. Oh, that's true. You're all doomed.
Well, I can tell you one thing.
Curse.
Loomis's drunk ass might have fired at him 6 times in Halloween 4, but he sure as hell missed him.
Yeah, it's true.
From like 10 feet away.
Oh, yeah, no, it's true. Loomis and Ralph would be a hilarious conversation. I don't know what you're doing here, Ralph, but I need Michael Myers to get to the bottom of the situation. Ralph would just be, it has a death curse. He'd just be saying that over and over again. You're doomed. You're all doomed. Shut up, you blood. That'd be actually funny to animate. Super chat comes in from Thumbstick Warrior, sends in $5, says, I hate to say it. The day is coming where good men will have to do terrible things to protect everything they own and love. Well, listen, I mean, who knows, right? Who knows where we're going? It wouldn't be the first. You go back thousands of years to empires and wars and just, we'd like to think we.
You don't even have to go that far back. Just go back to the 40s with the Germans.
It's true. No, it's true. It's true. It's not even 100 years ago. So no, I mean, it's society. There's waves and I mean.
But it never ends well for those who overreach their hand. That's what I'm saying. And it's going to be interesting to see where the end of this comes to, even with the media. You know what I mean? The media is playing a huge hand into it. And I always tell people, like, look, if society just stopped watching the media, we'd all get along just fucking fine. Maybe we really would. Like, legit, we would.
Yep.
We would have no problems with one another. But people are so, and it's funny, like, I've never bought into any media. I don't care who the source is coming from, whether it's Fox or CNN or, you know, whatever. I just think they're all bullshit and they're just trying to sell me on a bunch of goods. I base it on what, you know, what I see, what I know. That's how I get my information. And, you know, when they try to tell me one thing, it's like, well, wait a second, you're trying to tell me 2 + 2 = 5. And I'm like, no, that's not adding up with what I'm seeing. So that's why I've really backed off from anything the media does. And in this movie definitely plays a part of, you know, telling people like you're being brainwashed. You know, it's like when you get to the obey and all this stuff like that, that's modern day media. They want you to obey, and especially my guy with the vaccinations. Well, it's always been media.
Shit. That's what's scary, and that's my point, is that it's always been there. You know, I mean, more so
not
now
when your
than
dad
it's
was
been.
not when your dad was doing journalism back in the 60s and all that. Like that's when it was real journalism. You know what I mean? Like
it depends. It depends, right? Yes. What you're saying, there is truth to what you're saying, but it's an evolution, right? Like both things can be true at the same time. And there's always been corruption, manipulation in media and television, and, you know, manipulating people through marketing and news and all this kind of stuff. I mean, you know, that's why Carpenter made a movie like this, why he thought to make a movie like this, because, you know, there's truth to what he's saying even back then. You know, it's a social commentary, but because of the world we live in now, the internet, the ease of access to information, the free flow, we're all connected. We're all just all the time, just info. It's at ludicrous speed right now. We're inundated, we're oversaturated more than we've ever been at any time. We can't shut it off. You know, years ago, you'd get your news, like I've always said, at 6 o'clock at night, you know, 11 o'clock at night in the newspaper the next morning. But now it's the 24-hour news cycle. You're getting news on Facebook. You're getting news on Twitter. You know, you're getting news on Instagram. I mean, it's everywhere all the time, nonstop, in your face. It's just there. So it's this on steroids. And I agree with you. I mean, it feels like we're moving to a breaking point, you know, where something's got to give. And you know, I mean, Jesus, George Orwell wrote 1984 in the 40s, for God's sakes.
I know.
You know, I mean,
I actually just read
crazy.
that not too long ago again, just to kind of have a refresher course. And I'm like, consume. Yeah. Like that's another big thing. Like, I mean, we're so.
Oh yeah. But they've wanted you to do that
forever. Yeah. It's just now it's even, it's sensationalized because of social media, because people look up to, whether it's influencers or rich people or, you know, celebrities, you know, because I kind of put them all in different categories, and I don't look at an influencer as a celebrity. You know what I mean? Like, I know even though they might be popular on social media and for their audience, there's a lot of people that, like, I'll see a name pop up and I'm like, I didn't even know this fucking person existed until somebody covers like a news story on a popular, you know, social media influencers versus a celebrity. You say the name like Seth Rogen, we all know who he is. You know what I mean? Or you say the name Leonardo DiCaprio, we all know who he is. But we've glamorized that lifestyle so much that it's, you know, people consume because they want to feel like if they're not worth the money, they want to appear that they have the money. Yeah. You know, so we consume.
Yeah, there's a lot of consumption. That is for sure. Super chat from June H sends in $2, says, is Jason a Michael Myers copy, white mask and silent? No. Well, it's not that there isn't inspiration from it, but the hockey mask itself was not. They didn't.
I think that was just a dumb fluke.
Well, it was just
honestly,
but it's a different mask too. It was just, hey, it's a hockey mask. It's creepy. It's just another creepy mask. That's all. Yeah, no, it wasn't. Hey, we need our own version of the Michael Myers mask. It wasn't like that. Kenneth Holmes sends in $5, says, very true, Tony. Great point. Thank you, Kenneth Holmes. And I think that we got them all so far, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not mistaken, man. Hey, what's going on? Yeah, I love that. That's great. It's creepy.
Yeah, those are the people who are brainwashed.
Yeah. Juan Rivera sends in $5, says, just want to say rip Norm McDonald. Rest in peace, Norm Mcdonald. We lost a legend. Yeah, Norm Mcdonald passed away last week. That's right. Good Canadian guy. He was born here.
Very funny dude.
Yeah, only 61. Died a long battle with cancer, so that's too bad. Thanks, Juan.
Yeah, Warren, I agree with that statement. The truth does hurt more than lies because people can't handle the truth. They'd rather be told lies and create this fantasy world, which isn't reality. And I don't think that's a smart thing to do. I think there's a generation of young adults coming up behind us who are going to be in for just a shock, you know what I mean, when they reach their 30s and 40s, and that real life isn't what you think it is until you start living it. And you're like, wait a second, you know, because you're not being groomed for it anymore. They're grooming you for something else. And I don't know what the fuck that something else is that they're trying to do. If it's just to be another person in the line, you know, like you ever see the video, it's a Pink Floyd's The Wall, where everybody is just in this line and you're just this machine and you're all doing the exact same thing. I mean, in a way, we all are sort of doing that when it comes to our phones and looking at our phones and our social media apps.
Yep.
And I even became guilty of that. That's why I dropped everything down to one thing in Instagram, and that's it. You know what I mean? And I spend very little time now on social media because I'm not going to let that consume or control and, you know, my life where I have to be attached to this thing. I'm just going to continue to live my life and do the things that I want to do.
Right. I love this though. I love seeing these shoppers here with those faces. Like it's really, really cool. It's really well done. And seeing everybody in the store here. And of course, through the glasses, it's in black and white, no color. You know what I mean? That's good too. Cause it could have been in color, but everything's in black and white because it's void of life, right? It's void of life. It makes it more sort of zombie-like and, just void of life, void of color. Everybody's just kind of, I love these masks though, or whatever. Yeah, I guess they're masks. I love it. It's great. I'd love to get one like that.
Yeah, same here. That'd be cool.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Do those masks exist?
Does have to look up online or contact a mask maker.
That'd be cool. I'd fucking wear that on my show.
That'd be awesome.
That's amazing. I love that. It's cool. That'd be really cool. June H sends another $2. Dave or Tony, favorite Burt Reynolds movie and moment. I don't know if I have a favorite Burt Reynolds movie.
I mean, The Longest Yard is a classic. Smokey obviously is another one. Smokey and the Bandit.
And there's Deliverance, but that just seems like a cop-out answer.
Yeah. I'd have to, I'm going to go with The Longest Yard. I know Adam Sandler did a remake of it, but the original with Burt was really good. Yeah.
Yeah, the remake wasn't bad.
No, the remake was all right.
Fun. It was fun. Frank Riger sends in $5 and says, for the sexy, obeying, consuming, TV watching motherfuckers in the chat. Thank you very much, Frank. Appreciate it. You know, I love the look. I love the look.
And you can hear in the sound of the music in this scene a little bit of a Halloween sound to it. The synth that they were using.
Yep.
Well, that was their go-to in the 80s. Him and Howarth had a very go-to synthesis, a couple of them that were made by Roland and a couple others that they used. And there was a sound that when Carpenter got that, it's like when you listen to Halloween 2 and Halloween 3, and even a little bit of this, there's a style there, and it's a very specific sound that he used a lot. And that's cool. I think it's great. Kind of like even that jump scare sound. It's total. You can hear it in Halloween. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. For sure you can.
In fact, it sounded like something that you would hear in Halloween 4.
Right. Yeah, I love this. I love the way this looks. I love it. Jeff Harris says Trick or Treat Studios have them. Do they really?
Do they really?
Let me look this up. Fucking looking it up right now. Trick or Treat Studios. Hi. Welcome to Trick or Treat Studios. My name's Trick. I'm going to give you a treat. Oh, come on. Fuck, let's go internet. What the hell? Just circling around for some reason. Am I still on the internet? Yeah, we're still on here. We're still live. Everything's good. Yeah, we're still live. Okay. Hang on. I don't know what's going on here. All right, well, I'll let that, for some reason, when I try to go to the Trick or Treat Studios website, it's just circling at the moment. Well, we'll let it circle for a moment, and maybe it'll connect me in a second. I didn't know that. That's cool, though. That's cool. If they have it, I'll see how much it is. Maybe I'll buy one. Yeah. Love that gun. That's a fucking gun, man. Oh, he's getting the shotgun. He's going, look at this.
He's about to kick some ass, and he's all out of bubble gum.
He is. Does he even chew bubble gum in this movie? Does he attempt to? I don't know. It looks like he's walking into a bank. It's got to be a bank. Looks like a bank. Here it comes.
Surprised YouTube hasn't pulled this stream. They're waking people up. They're waking people up to our agenda.
Can you imagine? Isn't this where he says it?
Yeah, this is the part where he says the line.
I'm turning it up.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass.
Yes. I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. All out of bubblegum.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Yes. Look at this. Look at this. Look at these shots. It's fucking 80s glory. Ooh, that guy got his head blown off too. That's great. Turning this up a little bit.
White male, 30s, long hair.
Mama don't like tattletales.
Wearing sunglasses.
Mama don't like tattletales.
Did he literally dematerialize? Whoa. Remember, it's been a while since I've seen this movie. It's starting to come back to me. It was probably a little while. Yeah, maybe 15 years ago. I remember the fight scene though with Keith David, right? He gets into a fight with. Is it with
greatest fight scene ever?
Is it with him though? I think it's with him. Look at this. That's a fucking drone.
It is.
That's a drone.
Again,
this is 1988. This is 1988. He just shot a fucking drone. That's what that is.
Carpenter
100% drone.
Totally saw in the future.
Yeah.
Sold his soul to the devil.
Yeah. Oh, he doesn't have the skull.
No, he knows he's human. That's why. He's not going to hurt him.
Right. I have come to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of oh no, did this fucking thing work? Okay, here we are. I'm in Trigger Treat Studios. I guess if I just put they live. They live. Oh, I should have just put they live mask. This fucking thing is spinning around like crazy. Maybe they have a lot of people on their site right now because we're getting close to Halloween. Maybe. Hang on. Oh, there we go. They do. They live alien mask. Wow.
How's it look?
Not bad. Does
it need to be rehauled?
I wouldn't think so. It's $70 US. They have the They Live injection face mask. They have the alien mask, the injection mask. They have a pin. Fuck. I'm thinking of getting this.
You should.
That'd be fun. Yeah, let me see if I can yeah, it's totally. Yeah. That's cool. Don't know if it would fit me though. I have to look at what the dimensions were, but I would totally wear that. That's great shit. Yeah, cool. Well, thank you. I didn't know that Trick or Treat Studios did that. Maybe I'll order one.
Maybe I will order one and say, hey, Trick or Treat Studios. Give me your mask.
Oh, Meg Foster. Her eyes
are stunningly beautiful.
Are ridiculous. And
yeah.
do you see what she looks like now? Now,
no.
I hate to say this. I mean, she's an older woman now, and she looks, a little on the wrinkly side, kind of like Linda Hamilton, right? It looks a little rough. But
it's
her
age, we all
exactly. Oh yeah, I'm not knocking it. I'm setting up what I'm about to say, right? She's an old woman now, right? But her eyes have not changed, and it actually, and I say this with all due respect, she actually looks fucking like creepy, but in all the right ways because she's older now, and she's still got these piercing blue weird kind of like eyes, and it's like, wow, like dude, like what the fuck, like it's even more apparent now. It's crazy. It's crazy.
That's like, what's her name? Who I think it's got like absolutely beautiful eyes. What's her name? Alexandria something.
Yeah, she's still young though, but I know who you're talking about.
She was in Chainsaw Massacre, the one where like Leatherface turns good at the end. That shit one. But she's hot. I can't remember her last name.
I know you're.
But she's got like totally beautiful. She's got similar eyes like this, just piercing blue eyes.
Yeah,
they look blue anyways to me.
Here, let me hang on a second. Meg Foster. There she is, Meg Foster. I always remember her, of course, as Evil Lynn from the He-Man movie. Let me see. Okay.
Is it Alexandria Daddario? Is that who it is?
I don't know. So she's still beautiful though. You know, Meg Foster looks great. But yeah, okay, I'll try and get this because there's one here where they've made her look even older for a role.
Yep, it's her.
It's her. So yeah, I don't know what this is gonna do, but anyway, let me see if I can get this in here. Where is it? Okay, I'm going to bring it up onto the screen for everybody. Okay, so there you go. So take a look at that, folks. So obviously on the left is sort of what she looks like in this movie, and on the right is what she looks like now, but her eyes are still piercingly blue, like just craziness. I don't know if Tony can see that or not. Can you see that? Do you have the...
Yeah, I can see it now.
Yeah. Like her eyes are still crazy.
She looks like...
She could look like you don't want to piss her off.
Well, she looks like a hybrid of herself and oh man, I can't think of that guy's name now. You ever seen the TV show Wings?
Not in a long time. I know what you're talking about, though.
Do you remember who the mechanic was on that show? It kind of plays a slow, dimwit mechanic, but also smart at the same. He was also in Spider-Man. He plays Sandman as well too.
I think I know.
You know who I'm talking about?
Yes.
Anyways,
yes.
She looks like a mixture of him and Nick and herself.
Thank you, Darren, for this photo too. Darren just sent me he put a link in the chat. You can click on the link too, and it brings you to a similar type of photo. Like she's still pretty to this day. Actually, you know what? I take back what I said. Like, yes, obviously she looks older and she's got some wrinkles, but it must have been a movie I was watching where they aged her. She looked really old, but I think it might have been the part she was playing. And her eyes were just like poking holes through you, like laser beams. And because the photo that Darren sent and the photo that I brought up, like she just looks like an older woman now. You know what I mean? And unless this is a long time ago, but yeah, she's beautiful, you know, and her eyes, she was known for her eyes. I mean, as you can clearly see, craziness. And I always remember her as Evil Lynn, and I remember thinking that was perfect casting for her eyes. Evil Lynn, it's fucking amazing. Oh, I gotta sit up here. Been sitting like that for a while. Oh, Rowdy Roddy Piper wants to rowdy her Piper. Good night, everybody. I'll be here all week. Oh! Ooh. Yeah, that was him. That was him that did. I don't think that would have been him that went through the window.
But rolling down, he could take that bump.
But rolling down the hill, that was him. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. Because he's a wrestler. I mean, that's what he does. They probably was somebody else who went through the window. It was probably Mick Foley.
Mick was like probably in his teens when this movie came out. Late teens, early 20s, maybe.
It's totally true. Is Mick Foley with his sock puppet, Mr. Socko? Everybody, calm down, WWE fans. Calm down. I haven't watched a wrestling match in 20 years. Calm down. I don't know what's going on now. Dave, every time I bring up wrestling,
I know. Every time we bring up wrestling, they start talking about new shit. I'm like, bro, I haven't watched that shit since the Attitude Era.
Right. I mean, that's why all our references are old. Terrific stunt, though, says Reese Wilson. I agree. Oh, yeah, for sure. Austin from Boston, I like that, it rhymes, says she's in the Lords of Salem. Lords of Salem. Rank Shooter says she looks like she would put a curse on you for not dating her. It's true. Beautiful eyes, just so piercing and penetrating. I
mean, if you wanted to give the Blair Witch a look, she could be the Blair Witch. I mean,
my God, yes. That's who you would want. You would want somebody that looks like
those type of eyes and what she looks like. Yeah, that could be your Blair Witch.
Yeah, totally. I like how the shot is lit here. The light coming through, just illuminating the one side there, and then we're pushing in. That's definitely on some track.
Oh yeah, nice simple hard light.
Yeah, it's just a dolly on track.
Well, how like this side of the face is front lit, even though it should be in the shadows because the light's coming behind him.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. It works though. Look at that ass. Yeah, tight ass jeans. This is a jean commercial in the 80s. A tight ass. I'm a tight ass man. Imagine that was the ad. I'm a tight ass man. Dum dum dum.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna bring
wearing
that
my
look
tight
back.
ass jeans. Dum dum dum. He's a tight ass man wearing his tight ass jeans.
And he's all out of bubble gum.
Yes, that's it. Because he sat on it. It ruined his tight ass jeans. Isn't the fight between him and Keith David, or am I completely like
coming up soon?
But it's between the two of them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
20 minutes long.
Yeah.
Not literally.
No, but it is one of the longest, or it's the longest like fight scene or something ridiculous. It holds that, or it did at one point, I think. Was Vince okay with him doing this? I think there was a bit of an issue, I think.
Wouldn't be surprised. I mean, Vince at some point always seems to have some type of issue with his staff.
Well, yeah. Vince is
he's that guy, yeah.
Frank says, with an ass like that, he can wear those jeans.
That's true.
Garbage truck in an alley. John Carpenter staple.
Yeah, didn't they have one in Big Trouble?
I thought they did, yeah. In an alley.
Yeah.
I'm just going to start. I wonder if anybody's ever... Does anybody ever cosplay as this guy from They Live? They
Rowdy
should.
Piper? I don't know.
They should.
I mean, you got to have that physique and be able to pull it off. I mean...
Well, no, you don't. Have you seen some of the Batman and Spider-Man?
Good point. And Michael Myers as well, too.
Listen, I hate to... I'm going to get such backlash for this, but I just... It's one of the reasons... I've said this before. I'm going to say it again. Listen, I would love to dress up as Darth Vader for Halloween or something like that. But I'm only 5'8". I can't. I mean, sure, yes, I could do it. Nobody's stopping me. Everybody should just be able to do whatever they want. And I agree. If you are 5'2" and you want to dress up as Darth Vader, you should be able to and knock yourself out. 100%.
Absolutely.
Totally
but you'd be better off if you dressed up as an Ewok.
Right. I'm just saying, if you're going for authenticity, because I wouldn't be compelled to get my photo and listen, I know I sound like a dick right now. I know I sound like an absolute fucking jerk. I do. And I don't mean it to be that way, but it's just me personally. Oh, the fight's coming up here. Me personally, I always get a real kick out of going. If I do go to a convention, which isn't very often, I love being able to see when you see somebody like a guy dressed as Darth Vader and he's like 6'6" or something. It's majestic. It's like wow, look at that fucking. It looks like Darth Vader, man. And shit but when you see chunky Spider-Man, it's kind of like, well, you're not going to be saving a few the
Michaels
day.
Like that too.
and they should be able to, and bless them. They're out there and they're having fun. And what the fuck? Like, why should I care? And I don't care. I just think it's kind of. I guess it all started too when I was in New York City in Times Square. The fight's about to begin here, folks. We're at the fight scene here. I was in New York City in Times Square in 2014, and Times Square is beautiful, but it's a fucking cesspool of people dressed in costumes and shit, and you have to pay them to get your photo taken with them. It's like Hollywood Boulevard and this shit, right?
And they get mad at you if you don't.
Yeah, exactly.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. And there's and I saw 30 Minnie Mouses, 42 Spider-Mans, 18 Batmans, and they're all like fucking, 250. And it looked silly to me. It looked like a congregation of retired Spider-Man and Batman let himself go and he wants to get back out there and he's joined like a self-help group to figure out how to do it. And he showed up. Like it literally looks like just retired superheroes hanging out in Times Square. And I know I sound like a jerk. I know. And I'm not trying to. So please, if you are somebody that you do that, all power to you, man. All power to you. I just, hopefully you can see what I'm saying. And I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not. I'm sincerely not. It's just funny. I think the only thing I could probably be is, I could be Freddy. Because Robert Englund's not very tall. And I could probably be a stormtrooper because I'm about the same height as Mark Hamill.
If you put
a little short for a stormtrooper, but still, I think I could be a stormtrooper.
If you put lifts in your boots, you could be Nick Castle, Michael.
That's true. Yeah, 2 inches. That brings me up to 5'10". Yeah, that's easy to do. Just put on a pair of boots, really, at the end of the day.
That's it.
Yep. But Darth Vader, no, I'd look fucking ridiculous. Every stormtrooper would be taller than me. I'd look like fucking what's his name from Spaceballs? Although I think I am taller than Rick Moranis. I think Rick Moranis is like 5'5" or something. Dark Helmet, that's what it is. Dark Helmet. So here we are. We're at the fight scene. Yeah, I'm turning this fucking thing up.
Greatest fight scene ever recorded in cinema history.
Yeah, I'm turning. Frank says, "Thanks, Dave. There goes my part-time job." I love Frank. I'm turning it up. I have it up. I don't care. Somebody tuned in right now. They'd be like, "What the fuck are they watching?" All I hear is a bunch of men grunting and panting.
Got a feeling Rowdy probably had a lot to do with the choreographing of this fight through, his wrestling. And, he was able to probably help Carpenter out, like the suplex that he gave that dude a moment ago.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have survived those nut shots, though. That's for damn sure. Which is funny because when Piper went to go do it, he got mad. He's like, "You dirty motherfucker!"
Oh yeah.
And he ends up doing it. Well, there's no way you.
Piper's used to this, right? I mean.
Oh yeah. The injuries that those guys,
that hard,
that wrestlers sustain, man.
Oh yeah.
Those guys put their bodies
through hell. Listen, wrestling is not fake. It's predetermined. Right. But the shit, I mean, it's fake in the sense that they're not actually punching each other, and, but I mean, they're fucking performers, man. They're acrobats,
and they're putting their body through shit that like I couldn't do.
They're throwing themselves and shit. It's unreal.
Put the glasses on! Put them on!
Put the glasses on!
I know. Oh yeah! Oh, I thought he was gonna give him the backbreaker. I thought Keith Richards was gonna do the old... Yeah. That's right. The
spine buster move.
Reese
That's
Wilson.
what I'm saying. There's a couple of wrestling moves in this fight that I'm sure Piper was like, okay,
Yeah, probably.
Let's do this.
Reese Wilson says, once you've got your hat, Dave, you can be Indiana Jones. Yeah, not quite. Harrison Ford's 6'1". I look like I think I'd look a little too small for Indiana Jones, but I can dream. And like I said, folks, I mean, all power to anybody out there. Dress up, whoever the fuck you want to be. I don't care if you're fat, skinny, tall, short. Be whoever you want to be. A lot of these conventions are places for people to live their dreams, to be characters, and wow, I'm the character and I get to go and all that kind of stuff, and fucking do it, man. Rock it and own that shit. I just find it, it's just funny sometimes, but in a sweet way. I mean, it's just kind of like, it's like seeing, it's like me trying to be Chewbacca, I mean, it's like, Dave, what are you doing? Everybody be looking down at me, I look like Chewbacca's son. Still fucking going on. This is a long fight scene.
Look! Look at them! They're everywhere!
Look at him!
They can see Alley 5th and Spring.
Now hold on. You ain't the first son of a bitch to wake up out of their dream. What's that?
It's a drone. It's a fucking drone. That's a fucking drone, man.
Yeah.
That's a drone. Frank says, or dress in nothing at all. I wonder if anybody's ever tried to just go to a convention naked. And when they're like, whoa, 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 what are you doing? You're like, I'm a porn star.
I'm a porn star.
Yeah, like, what? I'm a porn star. Whoa, whoa, hang on a sec here. You can't do that. No, I'm a fucking porn star. What are you talking about? What the fuck are you doing? I'm a porn star? Tell you, dude, sometimes though, like I was at Fan Expo in Toronto a couple years ago, and there were some girls that walked by my girlfriend and I, or a girl. She walked by, and both my girlfriend and I are like, what the heck? Is she allowed in here in that? Like, she was like dressed in like hardly anything. And we weren't quite sure what she was trying to be. But then again, in all fairness, my depth of pop culture knowledge only runs so, I mean, there's lots of, I didn't even know what bronies were until like a couple years ago. You know what I mean? So
I never even heard of that until you just said that. I don't even know what a brony is.
You were today years old when you heard about it? Well, a brony is basically adult males, usually, who are obsessed with My Little Pony. And there's even conventions for them.
That's a thing?
That's a fucking thing. I'm telling you right now.
I didn't even, I could have gone the rest of my life not knowing that. Just letting you know.
It's a thing. It's a thing. Anyway, this girl walked by us and we looked, and she's got her ass is hanging out, like full on cheeks hanging out, and like these heels, and like it looked like we were like how you would look if you were at like a strip club. Maybe she was a stripper. I don't know. Maybe that's who she was cosplay. I don't know who it's clear she was trying to be somebody. I didn't know, but I was like, they let her in here in that? That seems kind of just like, I don't know. It just seemed kind of weird to me, but I do sincerely mean it though. Like, knock yourselves out, be whoever you want to be, and fucking rock it. But I always get a kick. I always get a giggle out of it. I can't lie. Like I do if I see like, somebody my height trying to be Darth Vader. It's just kind of funny. And I'm making fun of myself too. Like I'd look ridiculous as Darth Vader. Oh, this man, he's ripped. He's chiseled. He does that in the mirror. Can you imagine? Sweet Tea is here. Hello, Sweet
Man,
Tea.
there really is a fucking convention with dudes that's My Little Pony, like for
Dude,
real.
There is. I'm telling you right now. Chat room, back me up.
Sorry, I'm not trying to be stuck on it, but I'm kind of stuck on this for a moment.
Darren said you could always go as Dark Helmet Dave. Now, I just said that a few moments ago. Darren must have been in the bathroom or something. I don't know. I said I could probably go as Dark Helmet. But in fairness, even Rick Moranis, I think, is shorter than me. So I think I got a few inches on Rick. So I think, but no, you're right. I could be more Dark Helmet than I could be Darth Vader. That's a truth. That's a truth. That is an absolute truth. Yep, for sure. Lone Star. That'd be funny. I always wanted to dress up as Darth Vader and get a bunch of friends, like 20 friends or whatever, to dress up as stormtroopers and on Halloween march down the street, in unison and shit like that. That'd be so fucking cool. But of course, I mean, I'd look, I can't do that unless I get a bunch of children. Me as Darth Vader and a bunch of
I was gonna say, if you get a bunch of kids
as stormtroopers, then then I'm like towering over them. So then although kids today, man, there's some 10-year-olds that are fucking huge. there was something I was gonna read? Oh, I was gonna ask the chat room something and I forget what it was. Oh yeah. Bronies, chat room, back me up. Back me up. There is such a thing as bronies. And it's adult men, I think. I don't think it's women. It's adult men who are obsessed with My Little Pony. And there's conventions. Oh yeah. Yeah, specifically for us.
I'm not laughing at you folks if you happen to be one of those people, but
no, but it's kind of strange. Like you're like, wow, and they're full on.
Not kind of.
There's also a thing called furries. I learned not too long ago, where adult men dress up in like animal costumes, and it's like their alter ego. It's like borderline My Strange Addiction. You know what I mean?
Dudes who are obsessed with My Little Ponies end up in the news one day for not good things. That's all I'm saying.
Unmod me, Dave, if you keep a bunch of kids with you.
That's all I'm saying.
Ha! But then again, you could say that I'm obsessed with hoodies. I have a lot of hoodies. I have other things too. I mean, I obviously I don't just dress in. Sometimes I'll be in like a t-shirt and then I'll put a hoodie on to come on the show. It's like my uniform sometimes. But yeah, I got this new Skeletor hoodie. It's got fucking dust on or something. I love this hoodie. I bought this. It came from California, and it's great. Hey man, you boob. Fucking love Skeletor. Oh, Frank just. Frank, Darren's on it. Bronies, there it is.
I know. I'm clicking on the link. I'm afraid. Do I need to have my VPN like up and blocking fucking websites?
Oh, there's a fucking documentary from 2010 about it. That goes to show you how long ago it was. And it's still going. There was a convention not long ago where they like attended, like fully fleshed out. I'm
playing the trailer while this is on.
All right. It's fucking crazy shit. Bronies. My little pony, my little pony. I wonder if they have like a my little brony, my little brony. Oh my, come on. There's gotta be something like that. My little brony, my little, oh God, that'd be awful. Oh, I like the lighting here in this shot.
Like the girls I get and the young girls I get, but when I'm looking at grown ass men here in this trailer,
I know.
There's just all kinds of wrongs with this. Like,
I know.
There's a lot of wrong with this. Sorry. I mean, if that makes me a bad person, okay, fine, whatever. But look, it does a whole lot of wrong with that.
It doesn't make you a bad person. I would like to think that even bronies would be like, yeah, I totally get why it seems strange to, people. Totally understand. Like, I'd like to think that they would,
right? Because I would get it. I would get it if they came back and say, well, I don't understand the fascination with horror movies and watching people get slaughtered up. Yeah, I get it.
But I think it's different in the sense of that. My Little Pony is
meant for little girls.
It's meant for little girls. That's
like,
it.
Fuck.
And that's what's strange, right? It's meant for little girls, and I remember being in elementary schools. I'm sure you do too, with girls in class.
My sister was into it back in the 80s.
I remember the girls would put their little ponies on the desk and the teacher would be like, Melissa, you gotta put that away. You know what I mean? The girls loved it. It was little girls. We're talking like 7, 8, 6, not teenagers. We're talking like little girls. So yeah, it is very strange that grown men my age, older and younger, are like totally fucking like decked out, like, yeah, My Little Pony. And they're like,
they're into it like we are with Halloween. Like, okay. Weird. Like, and I would get it if they came back and say, well, you're into Halloween and it's based on a serial killer. I'd be like, yeah, you're right. That makes me fucking nuts. I get it.
Well, but it's not targeted like Halloween.
No, it's targeted for
adults.
Young adults, young teens. And
even though you and I were into these films when we were kids, it would be the opposite would be if we were kids into this stuff, which we were, but being adults is not strange. I mean, that's who it's for. Anyway. Yeah, it's crazy stuff. My little brony, my little brony.
My guess at those brony conventions, there are a lot of virgins.
Maybe there might be.
All I'm saying.
There might be. There might be. There very well could be. I'm turn this up here.
Food, but all we really are is livestock. By some estimates, these creatures...
You know what's a great movie too is Network. That's a good movie too. There's some shit in that movie that's really prevalent today as well. Yeah.
I don't think I've seen that. The only one I've seen, The Social Network. That's
not that one.
Movie based on Facebook.
Yeah, no, Network's from the 70s, and
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, it's really good, really good. Very much, kind of like, yeah, it's good stuff. Tabitha Shore, Tabitha, my little Tabitha. Now Tabitha's going. Dave, don't ever do that again. Don't ever do that again. Here's the link for my candle shop one more time. Yes, please do. Yeah, folks, check out Tabitha's candles. They're perfect for like gifts and like fucking, yeah, they're great and reasonably priced too. Great stuff. Tabitha does a really good job. So if you want to buy the missus something, if your missus likes candles and stuff like that, check out Tabitha's candle shop here on Etsy. Different smells and all that kind of stuff. I was going to say different flavors, but yeah, it's really, really cool. I keep saying I am going to buy one, Tabitha. I know I haven't gotten to it yet, but I will, because I want to support you. And I also love this, love what you're doing. And you got great reviews. Look at this, 5-star reviews from people. This is great. Tabitha, you're knocking it out of the park. I love it. Short Seasons is its name. Great work, Tabitha. I'm proud of you. My little brony.
There's a word I want to say, but I can't say it.
No, yeah. I understand. Meg Foster. Keith David was in The Thing, too. Yeah, he was. Yeah, that's right. He was. He was Kurt Russell. He's at the end. It was just him and why am I having a brain fart of that? Of course it was. It was him and Kurt Russell at the end of the movie.
Yeah, Warren. Yeah, there was a strawberry shortcake cartoon right around Little Pony, because my sister, she was into shortcake, Little Pony, and Care Bears, and the Cabbage Patch Kids. Like Cabbage Patch back in the 80s. Yo, like,
huge.
Dude, parents would fight. I mean, fight for those fucking dolls, man. Like, not even joking. Oh my God. If you're a girl that's around mine and Dave's age, and you know what your parents went through to get that damn doll, because it was like nuts. Like, just look up YouTube videos, Cabbage Patch. They got them out there, Cabbage Patch dolls, and just people fighting for that shit. Like, it's nuts.
Do you remember Pound Puppies? I had a Pound Puppy.
I don't remember that.
No? Pound Puppies. They're little puppies that you had to take home. Not real puppies, obviously, but you adopted a puppy. Yeah, I had a Pound Puppy. I didn't have a Cabbage Patch Kid because they were more for girls. But
my sister still has it. My sister has one that was open, and my sister has one that was not opened. She has an unopened Cabbage Patch one that my dad got her.
Bet you that's worth a lot of money. Look at this fucking mayhem that's happening right now. If anybody could hear me there. Holy fuck. Oh, woo. That was insane. Wait, was that guy from Big Trouble Little China and Die Hard?
It looked like it.
Asian guy,
tell.
Right? The Asian guy had a bit of long hair. Kind of looked like him a little bit. Maybe it wasn't him. It's still going.
Am I frozen? I'm not frozen.
No, I'm not frozen.
I just was sitting very still.
Yeah. Love that. I love they have the, like, I love being able to see them with those faces shooting down. It's fucking creepy shit, man. It's creepy stuff. Creepy stuff. Reese Wilson says, Jesus, Dave, my sausage dogs just fled the living room. I love sausage dogs. It's so cute. I haven't received my Indiana Jones hat, though. I ordered it in June. It did say expect like, a few months. So we're now heading into October. So July, August, September, October. I guess I'll wait till October and then I'll reach out to him and see how close he is to getting done. Like, it doesn't take 4 months to make the hat, but he's obviously got a backlog. So it's first come, first serve. So I'm obviously put on a list and, it probably only takes him like a week to make a hat, I would imagine. It certainly wouldn't take 4 months. But yeah. I'm excited to get it, though. I can't wait to get it. Did I miss any super chats? I don't think I did. What was the last super chat? No, I don't know. I don't think I did, though. I don't think I did. Let me see. No.
Oh, and I got to bring back the, what do they call those shirts that he's got on underneath? The flannel.
Wife beater?
No. Crap. You wear them like in the wintertime when it's cool out.
Oh, turtleneck.
Like, no, they're not turtlenecks. What's he got on? Oh, man. Like Long John. Like they're Long John shirts.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wife beater.
Totally going to bring this look
so
back.
No, there's no way you can say that today. Wife beater. You can't say that. That's what everybody called them that, though.
We called them that all growing up.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
And people would call it to me because I'd be wearing a tank top. It's like, oh, Tony, you're rocking your wife beater.
Yep. I wore tank tops.
And I'm like 14.
I got a tank top on right now. I wear them under my my shirts and stuff. Yep. I never called them wife beaters in terms of like referring to, it's the tank top, right? But that was what everybody called them. It's awful. I know what you're talking. Yeah, the shirt he's got underneath. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Do they still have the glasses?
No.
In their pockets or whatever? Are they going to put them on? They should put them on if they got them. No, maybe not. Maybe not. It's a beautiful room, though. Holy shit. The architecture's great.
Kind of looked like the elitists there last night at the Emmys. Everybody sitting in their nice big crowd with no masks on while the rest of us are getting preached to that we need to wear a mask at all times. Yeah.
The per capita income of each of you here tonight has grown, and this year alone, by an average 39%.
I love the masks. It's such a good idea. It's so good. Forgot about how good it is. Hi, Veda. Come on in, Veda. My cat's meowing. Come on in. Say hello to the crew. You want to come in? I'm live. You want to be live on the air? Get your cute little butt in here. Veda's my cat, for those of you in the chat room that may not know. I'm not calling my significant other into the room that way. Are you having a pudding?
No, peanut butter, crunchy.
Crunchy peanut butter is the fucking best.
Yeah, sure.
I love crunchy peanut butter. The Dark Knight sends in $5. Says Clint Eastwood throws punches and tussles in his new film at 91, and he looks poor and fragile. But I think a 79-year-old Harrison Ford could do much better. Oh, for sure. Clint Eastwood looks 91. He looks like an old man throwing a punch. We'll see what Ford looks like. Reese Wilson sends in $14.99 Australian dollars. Thank you very much, Reese. Says, I wouldn't worry, Dave. I ordered my Temple of Doom hat after you, and website said it could take 180 days. Wow, yeah, wait time. Thomas regularly posts all finished hats order on Instagram. Yeah, that's what I thought. So probably October, November, probably. Maybe in time for Christmas. That'd be cool.
There you go.
I can't wait to get it, though. I'm going to wear it all. Fucking great shit. I ordered the Streets of Cairo Raiders hat. Can't wait to get it. That's cool. Whoa. It's got a science fiction-y angle here too. I like it.
I wish something like this existed. I truly do. I'd be on the first flight. Send me out to another planet.
Sometimes I wish aliens would just come down and blow us all up. Just like, blow us all up. But Dave, what about you? No, me too.
No, I think they come. I think
just
if they do come to us or have been to us, they look at us and like, they're just going to do it themselves. We don't need to do it. They're going to do it themselves.
It's true. Take me.
We're just going to sit. We're going to sit back and enjoy the shit show from outer space.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're sitting right now in their spaceships with a bag of Cheetos.
So what are the Earthlings fighting over today?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Some people want to get a shot and some people don't want to get a shot.
Well, they tune into us like we tune into shows like, hey, on the next episode of Humans.
They probably do. I mean, legit. When you think about all the drama that's going on lately, shit, that's some great television right there.
On the next episode of Humans.
Come watch Humans, Bill.
AOC wears a dress to a Met Gala that looks like a Chick-fil-A bag.
What?
You don't know who AOC is? She's this weird chick politician in the States, and she wore this dress to the Met Gala where everybody was maskless, by the way, and it literally looks like a Chick-fil-A bag, but it said "Tax the Rich" on it. It's so stupid.
God. Jesus. Reese Wilson.
Oh, you don't have Chick-fil-A up there. That's why. Never mind. You wouldn't have gotten that reference. Chick-fil-A is...
No. I know what Chick-fil-A is.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think we have Do we have Chick-fil-A in Canada? I'm not sure if we do. I know we have Popeye's chicken here. Louisiana good. Whatever it is. They took the stones from... Come. Look, see. Frank and Darren. Oh! Frank Greger says, "Don't blow the earth up till after ends, please, aliens." Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and then you can
we gotta see how this ends.
That's right. Just kill us all. And then you can just destroy us and just kill us all. You too, Dave? Yeah, me too. Just get rid of me.
Soundproof. Where's that signal?
It's up on the roof, I think.
It's up on the roof, I think. You want to go up to the roof and check it out? Come on now. Sup on that roof. Yeah, I'm gonna start cosplaying as.
That's a good question, P. Rich. Dave, he lives in Canada. What streaming services are going to have Halloween Kills?
I don't know yet. I don't know. I don't know what Peacock's not available here, obviously, and I don't know what service carries Peacock's catalog. We might have to look into Chorus Entertainment. They have some channels and things. I don't know. It may not be available at all. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know. Like, I know that the streaming service Crave here in Canada carries, if it ends up on HBO Max, chances are you can watch it on Crave. But there isn't.
Do you have like a Peacock affiliation?
No, we don't. And that's why I'm trying to think of, but I know that Chorus Entertainment, they have a lot of specialty channels, and they have a lot of channels that carry a lot of Peacock's programming, but they're channels. They're not streaming services. It's like cable channels. So I don't know. Chorus, I don't think, has their own streaming service. So I don't know yet. I don't know. We'll have to look into it.
Trudeau's like, nope, we're going to ban Halloween Kills in Canada.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. God. Oh, yeah.
For the good of the people.
Geez, I should check to see what the votes are right now. What's coming in and how they're doing. Let me just see here. Canada votes. I'll just do that.
I remind you of Charlie from Sunny. What's that? What is that reference? I don't get it. That's what MAGA Cat says.
Well, I almost put it over into your screen. Right now, it's very early. It's very, very, very early. But right now, the Liberals are in the lead. No surprise.
Chester, yes, I have met John Carpenter and Alan Howarth. Dave and I hang out with him after every stream we do on Monday night. Sometimes I'll smoke a joint with John Carpenter, pass it through the camera. We just shoot the shit every Monday night. It's the after party of two dudes, Carpenter and Dave and I. We just shoot the shit, talk about movies.
We get so shit faced, and then we run naked. We run naked through the streets, yelling, "I'm a
what
banshee,
you guys miss?
I'm a banshee. Look at me, I'm a banshee." That's what we do, and then we get arrested. We get thrown in prison.
Carpenter plays on his bongos.
Yep, and then Carpenter buys off the
Dave
cops.
and I 5-4 time.
Yep, and the reason why you don't see it in the paper the next day I've totally dated myself, is because Carpenter buys the cops off every day.
Exactly.
Every day. Yeah. No.
By the way, 5-4 time is the Halloween rhythm for those who didn't know that.
Right.
That's how. Well, it's the rhythm on the bongos that his father taught him, which is it's kind of an offbeat rhythm, and then Carpenter just took that beat and did it on the piano, and that's where you get the theme to Halloween.
That's it.
It's a crazy beat to do on the drums. It really is. Like I have a little pad over there and I do it, and it sounds better when it's played on a piano. It sounds off on a drum beat.
Right. Shit's going down.
Actually, there's
a
popular like jazz song. I forget the name of it. That's a 5-4 time jazz song.
Shit's breaking loose. Holy fuck! He's got like an EK. 19th floor above me. What is that?
That's
Ghostbuster? That's a Ghostbuster like EKG meter.
It is.
What the hell?
But I'm trying to understand.
Is this the same universe?
Maybe. I'm trying to understand David Leon's super chat.
$2. Why the heck?
Oh, why the heck? Okay, I get it. Okay, I got it. Why the heck hasn't Jamie Lee met Danielle Harris?
Well, probably because their lives are there'd be no reason to.
And Danielle Harris is too busy posing naked on Instagram.
But no, I think it's
not that I don't mind looking at a beautiful woman, but when you're 40 years old, I'm like, yeah, bro, like you need to stop trying to act like you're in your 20s. Okay.
Good night, everybody. Tony will be here all week. Tip your waitress on the way out.
You're married. You got kids. If you were my mom doing that shit, I would have been like, Mom, what the fuck are you doing? Like, Mom, Jesus Christ.
Your mom's
like,
hot.
There's nothing against it. I mean, she looks great for her age and she's got a great little body, but like, all right, now it just seems like every fucking post she does. That's why I had to stop following her. And that's why I never rank her in my top 10 of like final girls.
Sorry, I'm
she's definitely not like that good old classy Canadian girl, Nev Campbell. Always classy, never sassy. It just seems like it's a reach. Like I know why she's doing it, because she's getting the Halloween fanboys to like drool over the pictures. I get it, but it's like,
yeah, no, I understand what you're saying.
Every fucking post, man. Then there was the other one the other day, like I guess it's supposed to be an empowering woman photo, dressing half naked in sexy lingerie while you're breastfeeding your kid. Couldn't you just be breastfeeding your kid minus the sexy lingerie part? Like,
right.
Or boudoir. That was the word I was thinking of. Boudoir.
I understand.
So
this is it. Like he's fucking. Sorry, he's about to like. He's at the end here with Meg Foster. And look at those eyes. Oh,
piercing blues.
Those eyes are so piercing. Oh, he's got another gun. They don't. Oh! Did she fall down the stairs? I thought there were stairs there. No, maybe not. He's taking it all down. He's taking it all. He's getting shot. But he's doing it for humanity. He's sacrificing himself and doing it for all humanity right here. He did it. He did it. Well, it's no Die Hard roof explosion, but it's still pretty good. He's
giving him the bird.
Yes. That's his version of yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Exactly.
What's wrong?
All the sex and violence on the screen has gone too far for me.
All the sex and violence on the screen has gone too far for me.
That one guy was just like locked in. That looked like a... Oh, hey, there's some boobs.
So the one sex scene in the movie.
That's it. It's cool. That was good. That's right. I forgot that was at the very end. That's right. That's so good. Let me hear that. Tony's going to be mixing this on Flashback Fridays.
Absolutely. The remix.
That was great, folks. That was it. That was John Carpenter's They Live from 1988, starring Rowdy Roddy Piper, Keith David, Meg Foster. What did you think of it? Have you seen it? Where is it in your top John Carpenter movies? Comment below if you're watching after the fact and let Tony and I know. We would love to know what you thought of this movie, and hopefully you enjoyed watching the movie along with us and chit-chatting and hanging out and all that kind of jazz. Let's go over to the chat room for a little bit and, maybe another 15 minutes or so. And we'll just see what you guys are saying. I think David, to touch on David Leon's super chat, I think, you have to remember too that what's important to fans isn't important necessarily to actors. It's a job. They do it. They go away. They don't think about it. I think the reason why Jamie Lee Curtis and Danielle Harris have never met is not because Jamie Lee Curtis doesn't like Danielle Harris or doesn't want to meet Danielle Harris. It's because there's been no situation for them to meet. It doesn't, she doesn't go to conventions, Jamie Lee. She spent many years between, 2002 and, 18, not even part of Halloween at all. Like, they started to reboot it with Rob Zombie and all that kind of stuff. And it's not like Jamie Lee, you'd find her in a similar space with Danielle Harris. Like, where would they meet? Where would they hang out? Why would they, you know what I mean? So I think it's just a matter of circumstance,
Well, and it's like you said, it's the expectations of the fans. They want to see them together, but like you said, you hit it right on the coffin there. It's like they've never been in an opportunity where their paths have crossed, and
that's it.
Is what it is.
Is what it is. June H sends in $2, says, do you think Dr. Loomis drinks because his job? I don't think. I think Loomis drank. I don't think Dr. Loomis was supposed to be a drinker. But Loomis was a drinker.
Pleasance.
Pleasance. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
Pleasance was.
He was a legit drinker. Like,
yes,
dude could throw it back, like hardcore, and hang with the best of them too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What people have said.
Yeah. But the character
and still perform and be fine on screen, which is crazy.
Oh yeah. Well, speaking of Danielle Harris, I mean, she famously said that she, what do you remember from Donald Pleasance? Because she would have been a very young kid. And she, she says a couple of things, but she says, well, one thing is the smell of bourbon or whatever it was, alcohol from his breath. You know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, I bet you that would stay with you, especially an impressionable young kid. Like, what the fuck is this? You know what I mean? Holy shit. Holy crap, what the hell is this? P. Rich says, it was an epic movie, definitely not one of my favorite John Carpenter films. Halloween, Big Trouble in Little China, and The Thing are my favorites. Yeah, that sounds about in line with most people. Most people say The Thing, Halloween, Big Trouble. Funny enough, one of my favorites is usually not on people's lists. Although I do know it would be on Darren Sand's list if he's still awake. It is awfully late there. Which is The Fog. The Fog is
well, same thing. Like I said, Christine, and not many people will mention Christine. That's number 2 for me. Then They Live would be number 3 for me.
Yeah, Fog is great. Hey, Sweet Tea sends in another. She popped onto my show earlier today. Sweet Tea sends in another 10. Thank you very much, Sweet Tea. Really appreciate that. And of course, I have to say it. The tea is
the tea is sweet?
The tea is sweet tonight. Thank you, Sweet Tea. Really appreciate it. Very, very much. Thank you so much. Tyler Moreland says, Dave and Tony, Have you guys heard the news that Cobra Kai has already been renewed for season 5? I really hope they don't drag this show on for too long. It has to end at some point. Yeah, I'm a little disappointed to hear that but then again, winning solves everything, and we haven't seen maybe 4 will be the kind of season where at the end of the season you're like, wow, I really do feel like they need more to wrap this up. That's entirely possible. But judging it by how it is now, 1, 2, and 3, it felt like the pacing of the story that they're telling, it feels natural that now we're seeing Johnny and Daniel, thank you. I was going to say Ralph Macchio, but that's the guy who plays him. Seeing their characters come together for,
Come together
right now.
Over me.
No. But it feels like 4 feels like the conclusion, like they're setting up that conclusion to the story. So the fact that they've already greenlit a season 5 with 4 yet to be released, it's about to very soon. Yeah, I'm a little kind of like, oh.
If anything, okay. I bet 5 will be the last season because that'll play in the it'll play in the typical Netflix how they do things with the shows. Well, no, because Netflix picked it up for season 3. Season 4 will be technically Netflix's second season, and season 5 would be Netflix's third season, and that's Netflix's MO. They usually do three and done, and that's it. They move on. You know what I mean? Yeah. Very rare. I mean, I know like shows like The Ranch and Fuller House, had a 5-season run, but Netflix is really not known for carrying out shows for too long. You know what I mean? I know Stranger Things is about to, because I can see the comments coming. Not true, Tony. Stranger Things has got 4 seasons. And,
5.
I'm saying as a general whole, Netflix is really,
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. And I think too, I just hope it doesn't feel like they should have ended it earlier. Do you know what I mean? Like, I hope they're not extending it for the sake of extending it because it's a big show, I don't know. We'll see though. We'll see.
Whoa.
See. Harry Hagen sends in a super chat. Thank you, Harry. And says, have you guys heard of FurCon? Oh, God, here we go. Have you guys heard of FurCon or Fur S3 times? Is that how?
I don't even know what it is.
It's about furries. People dress up as stuffed animals and have S3 times with those costumes. Have threesomes, maybe, is what you're saying? Or
I'm thinking sex. I'm thinking that might be sex.
Threesomes, sex. Is that what you're saying? I've never seen it written that way, so excuse us not knowing what you're saying. But that doesn't surprise me. I mean, I just found out about furries like a couple of months ago. And you can YouTube this shit. Well, furry is exactly what he says. Grown men, usually, adults dressing up as stuffed animals and acting childish and walking around and
Look,
dude,
no, I mean, I don't want to like nag on people, but I mean, I'm all for like the privacy of your bedroom. You want to throw down, get a little kinky. I'm dating a girl and she's like, Tony, I want you to wear the mask. I'm like, all right, fine, whatever. Which one? Michael, Jason, what's your flavor tonight?
No, Donald Trump. I want you to wear the Donald Trump mask. I find Mr. Trump sexually
when it comes
attractive.
To stuff like that, you know what I mean? Like if it's between you and your significant other and you're not broadcasting it to the whole world, yeah, I mean, that's fair game. That's in the privacy of your own home, and you want to throw down, get a little freaky going on, absolutely. But that kind of shit, like,
it's sex. It's S. The 3 is to replace the E. I get it. So it's sex. So have you guys ever heard of FurCon or Fur Sex? It's about furries, people who dress up as stuffed animals and have sex with those costumes on. Fuck.
Like I said, I'm not trying to be a prude.
No, I know.
Listen,
who
behind closed doors, you want to do crazy shit, you know what I mean? That's fine with me,
Listen, we've all wanted to fuck a hamster and a gerbil. I mean, I
wasn't going there, man. I was just saying, like, if you want to dress up and, have fun with your significant other, that's cool. But
I agree. Weird shit. It is strange. I do find it. I do find it a little strange. Let's see. Mega Cat says, Dave, your father looked awesome on awesome. And Elvis, man, I love it. Oh, from the other day. Yeah. The other day I posted a video showing some old, not that old, like, 10 years, but newspapers from when my dad passed away. And I was just showing a bit of the coverage of my dad's funeral and whatnot. And yeah, no, my dad was a huge Elvis fan. My dad actually, I forgot to mention this actually when I uploaded that video, but I've mentioned it before. My dad was going to meet Elvis in the summer of 77. It was being set up for my dad to meet him and do an interview and all that, or whatever. And but Elvis passed away before my dad could meet him. So
Elvis passed away 1 or 2 weeks before my parents were going to see him in concert. I've got the tickets.
Wow, that's awesome, dude. That's amazing.
Never used tickets. That it's like a week or two. I have to check.
Are they in like a little case or something?
They're in my scrapbook, sealed up. Yeah.
If my dad were alive right now, he'd be like, "That's fucking amazing." he'd
crazy.
Love that.
My father and my uncle spent an entire night out all night long. They ate nothing but bread and butter the whole night.
I like bread and butter.
Because it was the first time. I think it was the first time Elvis was going to Connecticut, which where my family's from.
Right.
He had never been there before, so the line my dad was telling me, it just went on and on, and they got there so early that they were when the box office opened, he said it took them about 30 minutes where they were standing to get their tickets.
Right.
So
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy, folks. That is crazy.
No mega hat. And well, yeah, mega hat. You could technically hire me for photography if there's like commercial work you needed done, but like I don't do private stuff. I don't know what you mean by that question. Like weddings? No, I don't do weddings. I don't really do portraits. Mostly what I do is like,
don't do porn.
Yeah, don't do porn.
Got out of that last week.
It's mostly commercial stuff that I do. That's
right.
what I get hired for.
Yeah. Nick sends in $10. Thank you very much, Nick. And says, Dave, since Three Amigos turns 25 this year, 25, I think you mean 35.
How do they do that? What's that?
Yeah. We are the Three Amigos. It's 35, man. It's 1986. Not 1996. So the Three Amigos actually turns 35 this year. And Only Murders in the Building is going to have a second season. How would you feel if Chevy Chase came on board to possibly play a new character in its second season? I would love to see it. I think it would be funny. I don't know if Chevy would be up for it. Obviously, I don't know if Steve Martin or Martin Short, what their relationship is like with Chevy Chase now. I mean, I know Chevy burned a lot of bridges, kind of. Well, I don't know if he burned it, but he's known to be a very difficult person to work with. And
yeah, I've heard that too.
So I don't know. I mean, this was 35 years ago, right? I don't know if they would even want to have him there. Like, you know what I mean? But in a perfect world, would it be great to see the three of them together again? Oh, it'd be hilarious. Ideally in a really funny situation, that'd be hilarious. But maybe he comes on as sort of not like a series regular, but he comes on in the way that Sting came on in like episode 3 or whatever it was, right? Where he's just like, it's a cameo and he's there and he's on for maybe like 1 or 2 episodes, and then he leaves or something, right? Maybe something like that. So it's not a lot of pressure for Chevy and it's not a lot of pressure for him to, the crew, if he's difficult to work with, they know that, he's going to be gone after, a couple episodes, something. I don't know, but it would be cool to see them. It would. Yeah, for sure it would. For sure it would. For sure. DreamMem77 sends in $10, says, Dave, what's the worst film? Freddy's Dead, Jason Goes to Hell, or Zombies H2? Tony, same question, but with Conjuring 3 thrown in.
You want to go first?
Let me see. What would be the worst? The worst. Okay, well, what do we?
I would watch Freddy's Dead, Jason Goes to Hell, or even Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 before I ever watched Conjuring 3 again. So there you go.
Wow.
There you go.
What's the worst? I always say, well, what's our measuring stick, right? Like I know what she said in a general sense. Okay. Well, I would say that I would rather watch Freddy's Dead than Jason Goes to Hell. And Freddy's Dead is terrible. So that says something. And I would probably watch it over Zombies H2. Although I do like, as most people do, the first like 10 minutes of that movie. I would say that I would definitely watch Zombies H2 and Freddy's Dead over Jason Goes to Hell. I think Jason Goes to Hell is just terrible, but Freddy's Dead's terrible too.
Yeah,
but,
like if it was just those three and he didn't throw Conjuring in there,
right.
I'd probably watch. I would say Rob Zombies 2. I'd probably watch that over the other two.
Right. Yeah. Cody Snyder, $5, says, for the crazy cats and ditzy dogs in here. I like that. Thank you for helping to make it all bearable. Fall is coming. Yep. Hey, first day of fall is tomorrow. That's right.
Tomorrow. First day.
It's exciting stuff. Exciting stuff. All right. Well, I think that should do it for this episode. I don't think I missed any super chats, did I?
No.
I don't think I did.
Episode.
That was it. Yeah, it was a good episode. It was a very good episode. And
I don't think we've ever ended at 8:00 before.
I don't think we have. I don't think we have. No, I'm not complaining either. I got all these windows open here, or these tabs. They were just closed. Oh my God, that was Meg Foster. All right. Yeah, so folks, that's going to do it. That is going to do it for Tony and I here on episode 124 of Two Dudes and Some Bullshit. Thank you to our great moderators, Frank Riker, Tabitha Short, Darren Sands, and Chris Faber. You guys are awesome, but you already know that. Thank you to the super chat questions that came in. We didn't get to well, I guess we answered a few of them, but of course there was quite a few super chats that came in, but we appreciate you guys nonetheless. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing. You know who you are. Tony, what are we watching next week?
The Thing.
The Thing. Next week. Tune in next week, 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
We're on a Carpenter love fest right now.
The Thing. John Carpenter's The Thing. Now, I have watched The Thing on my channel for Saturday movie night, but Tony and I have never done, I think we've talked about The Thing, but we've never done a live watch of The Thing.
We talked about it, but we never watched it.
That's right. That's how we're kicking off October, folks. The Thing is next Monday night. Hopefully you'll be able to join us.
It'll still be September.
Oh, that's right. It'll still be September. You're right. What the fuck am I saying?
It's only the 20th.
Fuck. I'm totally losing my mind. Well, that's it. Tony, any last things you want to say?
No. Good shit. Had fun. See you guys in a week.
We'll see you guys in a week. Alrighty. In the meantime, in between time, cheers.